What's good, y'all? It's day 12. And man, it's been going strong. And man, I'm excited about where I'm at. I just want to say real quick, man. When you make your mind up, you're going to do this. Be clear. If you ain't clear about nothing else, what you ain't doing. Okay? Be clear about what you ain't doing. A lot of this discernment process is figuring out what you are doing. And that's the part you're figuring out. But you got to be so clear about what you're not doing and your commitment to those things, because as soon as you get on this journey, I kid you not, all the tests will pop up. Everything that you said is going to come back before you to see how serious you were about it. Everything. And if you're not clear about what you're not doing, you might find yourself back in those predicaments, circumstances, situations, experiences that lead you back into the exact same shit that you claim you committed you was moving beyond. And so I just want to offer that today, because we got to be accountable to the things that we say. And the things that we say become commitments, whether or not we look at them that way or not. Every time I tell the Most High, I ain't doing this here no more. Do you know a grand opportunity to do that there shows the fuck up? Every time. Every time. And then I got to prove whether or not I was telling the truth. Or I'm going to renege on myself. I'm going to renege on the things that I know I'm working towards, that I know that would be better for me in this situation. You know what I'm saying? The things that we need and the things we want are not always congruent. And a lot of times those things are hard for us to do, even when we know them. Let's go back to the other day's video, knowing, acknowledging, and recognizing. But man, be okay passing your test. In order to pass the test, you got to recognize it as a test when it show back up, which means you got to be aware of yourself and know when you see these things show up, what they are. Okay? A lot of times they'll come back and they'll be dressed up. It'll be some shit you just dealt with somebody. You like, man, I ain't never dealing with that motherfucker again in my life. And now they sorry. You sure? You sure? You're not dealing with them, or you're not dealing with what they come with. Maybe you could deal with them and not deal with what they come with, meaning that you can still engage them with different boundaries. You know, all that stuff we got to figure out. Because if you can't do that, then you just can't do that, the whole thing. If you can't nuance it, you can't segment out, you can't separate, you can't figure out how to make it work, man, then you got to make it work the only way that it does. And that's no implication around feelings. These are all rational choices and decisions around commitments, around the things that we are dedicated to and willing to discipline ourselves in the name of accomplishing. You know, that's the thing about discipline. A lot of times we think about it and we think that it's all bad, and it's not. Discipline is a thing that is good for us, even when we have to give ourselves discipline and it's not positive. I believe discipline is supposed to be negative and positive, meaning when you do what you're supposed to do, you are rewarded with positive reinforcement. And when you do not do what you are supposed to do, then you are reminded of what you was supposed to do through the negative reinforcement of how you then feel through the discipline. They work together. All of it is about the application of appropriate behavior, meaning that I'm able to behave in ways that may or may not always be in alignment with my feelings, meaning I can do things that I may not feel like doing. I can get the fuck up even though I'm tired. My feelings are not the ruler or the controller of my body. My mind is. So that whole concept of mind over matter, that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, there's nothing more powerful than a made up mind. But the thing about it is, once you make your mind up, your mind begins to move for you. It begins to do things for you. It begins to help you on your journey, if you will give it the power to do so. A lot of times, because we don't understand how we function, we cut ourselves out of our accessing our allies, accessing our help. And that just comes back to being open, doing something different. Being open to moving towards what we was committed to. Because the more that we do that, the more we begin to see things unfold for us. Commitment is a beautiful thing, especially when you know what you are engaging in it to produce for you. You know what I'm saying? We got a purpose with it. We got to know our purpose at all times. Why am I doing this? What is my why? Why am I concerned? Why do I care? Why is this worth my time? Always, I find myself more and more reminding myself what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. When I think about what I'm not doing, I got to think about what I am. I am not playing with motherfuckers. Why? Because we don't have time for that. Why don't we have time for that? Because we in the middle of building a village. Because we are the village. That's what we are. That's what we are. That's why. That's what we doing. So that means when I start finding myself with opportunities and things that move me to individualism that's not going to help the collective, or moves me into relationships with folks who I actually know don't mean me no good, meaning that they're going to impede by virtue of their ethic on what I'm creating. At the end of the day, I got to decide for myself, how you finna engage this? What you finna do? How you going to deal with it? All that's up to me. Just because something presents itself in front of you don't mean that that was for you. Just because you can do something don't mean that you were supposed to be the one to do it. Just because somebody offers something to you don't mean you're supposed to take it. We got to be able to discern in any and all things. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. And in our knowing of what we are doing and what we are not doing, what we are committed to and what we are not committed to, then we can base our decisions on whether they are in alignment with those things. And when they not, man, we fucking crossing the street. We're crossing the street. Why? Because we ain't got time for that shit. Why don't we have time for that shit? Because we only have time for, what are we producing? Let's go back to me being obsessed. Y'all, I'm in the zone now. I'm here, And so what I am aware of in my being here and being sure is that the tests are coming to make sure that I'm about what I'm talking about. And that ain't from me. That is from the Most High. And all I want to do is make sure that I'm in position to pass. And I can't pass if I can't recognize what's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? You can't answer a question on your test you can't read. So all I'm saying is, y'all, stay in the places and the spaces that are going to magnify you in terms of being able to do that. And it's going to support you and edify you in your journey, because the test will come. The test will come. And you want to be able to stand and pass that hole. So that's day 12. Like I said, I wasn't going to be on here long today. I hope the day has been well, man. We almost a hump day. The week is going by very fast and smooth. But what I hope more than anything is that you are getting what you need out here, and that you know that you are worthy. You are precious. And everything that you need is already within you. All right. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, day 13, man. I hope y'all have a good one.